just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at? A fast-growing terrormorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me? Adrian. She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Managed to negotiate it down to something more reasonable. Good to see someone give the trade authority a bit of their own medicine. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we?
All right, just get those cellular markers tagged.
Wait. Where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst terrormorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian. It was a city wiped completely off the map by terrormorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any terrormorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terrormorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity. So you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now? Music to my ears. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Get back to the Sixth Circle ASAP. Someone spilled the beans, huh? Yeah, Hadrian and I were both former Xeno warfare, but it's been almost 20 years since the UC cut us loose. Since then, well, I've just been trying to make ends meet, picking up jobs as a lab tech, a physician, a vet. Not a lot of folks excited, which is why when the Trade Authority offered to bring me on as a consultant, I leapt at the chance. Guess I should have spent a little more time on that fine print. It's certainly not good. Terrormorph attacks don't bother us in our daily lives because they're so infrequent. Londinian was horrible, but it was one rare. Another sample, though, gets us one step closer to it becoming. That's right. UC shuttered it after the war. But I, just happened to remember the access. Figure no one else was using it. Plus, I knew the secure. Lou hooked me up with some damn good thing he did, too. Since once those spacers moved in, I was on my own until you showed.
Yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say.
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble. Well, that's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old terrormorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the Cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that...
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became a practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. Oh. Well, that means a lot. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore. The project never got off the ground, but the data are under the watchful eye of monitors from all the... But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us act, and hopefully how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this workup into the Cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they... But listen, I know I should have been more for... So, in the interest of my relationship with the UC, They called him Ve Victus. The program I was... Secure the leadership of... I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for Freestar Collective, and the things he did, well, they're a part, so my involvement. I really... You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else? Or if you've got any last-minute business. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope will determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno-Warfare Team's terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask how many deaths the Cabinet required. Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti...
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I can't help but agree with the captain. Attempting to open the archives, it seems like the right way forward.
It does, doesn't it? All right. I withdraw my objection. Let us trust fate. We were all lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God. There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there. Now... Hit him with everything you've got!
We're trying to help you!
thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before.
I don't know. They were down at the port and we tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew.
Pheromonic projection. Some terrormorphs, it affects everyone differently. You kill the morph, I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a terrormorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can.
Kill them first.
Meat to the slaughter.
Well back there.
Reports?
We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. The party was spared, whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We hold them as best we can. they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Like hell it is. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant. Let your people all know how much. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the terrormorphs, well, consider them validated. Thank you, ma'am. Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the terrormorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this? Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored. Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative. We see your atypical background as a strength, not a hindrance. The people you'll be dealing with, they're rather atypical themselves. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us? I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in our office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed. Yes. I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
these creatures can hit us into Atlantis. No worries.
Addie?
These orders. A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the terrormorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means...
Someone paid attention in current events. So, access to the archives is only granted UC, Freestar.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to get them both and you'll have your data.
Very funny. This is going to be hard enough already. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are... though that doesn't mean...
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun? Now, officially, our office...
Use your experiences.
And who knows? But my suspicion is we're going...
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application.
UC intelligence has a...
But getting caught trespassing...
So, if...
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be... But there's also a disgruntled staff member.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
3 places: conference room, lobby, the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's gonna be problems. Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport. Building is free. Guests can make themselves comfortable in the lobby. Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
Captain, would you like to finish your briefing on the ambassadors? Ambassador Balmore's... When the rest of House he's since, though claiming to know... It does, but we're not 100% sure about his public appearances. Scans of the facility show life signs. Your task is to find him. I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated, here. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped in. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her. Be smart out there, Captain.
our visitor? You'll find the ambassador at home.
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or conference room. That means you.
All that security, and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
This building is Freestar sovereign territory. So in here, we're the law.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment? What are you? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terrormorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right. I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. I will not be the one responsible for its release. We'll oversee the research. Guess that takes the whole trust us component out of play, doesn't it? That does seem like a workable idea. Fine. You'll get what you want. Follow me. Tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
Allowed 3 places: conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's going to be problems.
Guests can make themselves comfortable. Wait, something's wrong.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Has the rest of the city... Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terrormorphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information then. On terrormorphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly? The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter, with little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure the knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge. Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. Let it be used for good.
you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement. That's incredible. I wasn't sure Radcliffe would ever get on board. I'm very much looking forward to getting the debrief on how precisely you managed to pull all this off, but that'll have to wait for another time. Regardless. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitor. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the code. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other. Absolute best behavior down there.
Here on Vanguard business?
If you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out. So whenever you're ready. Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me. All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies? Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen? Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as... Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you about this.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something, and they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by...
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept... I'm sorry. I can't share any more without your word. Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there. Yes? What?
was kind enough to give me. But now you face a foe unlike any other, which is why I hoped we could... Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Sanon, but most know me as Victus. I was an admiral during the but the previous regime, a sacrifice. Even my death served the... I want to help you, and my progeny Hadrian, prevent more attacks. Though I am curious, has she shared with you the nature of our relationship has always... The Major was born to become a great leader, but the universe, and I think I have a part to play in helping you. I'd ask you at least hear me out. After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their, helping them gather intel. With quite a few successes, I might add. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. I'll tell you where they are. Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family... I simply use my own personal... Flatly. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colonies' more. If it dealt death, he could make it. When the colony war ended, he fled, but I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with it. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know. Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout. You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20... Easier for all. If that's what you require to sleep at night, according to my information, there is a star...
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Your file says you're a professor.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now. Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years. But I do think... No, they really shouldn't. And bringing up what you've learned outside this building will make you, Captain, look like a crazy person. I don't want that, and you certainly don't want that. So you need to keep this to yourself. Now, was there something in particular you wanted to discuss about your meeting? Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice, that'd be a huge win for the UC. Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting? Then I'll bid you good day, Captain, and remind you of the importance of discretion.
Greetings, Captain.
Looking to lodge a complaint? Then you want UC security, not the Vanguard. Oh, apologies, Captain. Didn't recognize you without the uniform. So, what can I do for you? Orlaise doesn't Suit yourself. Well, I can tell you there's no one on the den by that name. But they call it the Warlock. Maybe this Orlaise of yours is the one piloting it. That part of Etheria's sky is an old debris field. Plenty dangerous. More than a few scrappers heading out never came. Sure thing. Here. This should get you pointed in the right direction. Go get your man.
thrilled to see you.
Not Timothy. I lost everything because of the UC. They will get
Pilot emergency detected. Hatch override engaged. Error. File deletion cannot be completed. Ending process.
Good day, Captain.
Did you need my help with something?